Hey guys, Mick Cunico here, National Fitness Manager for Fitness First Australia. Welcome to our push-up challenge this week. We've got a lot to get through, we've got a lot to talk about. Before we get to the actual challenge though, I want to talk about the push-up as a standalone exercise and just talk about some of the cueing and technique things that I think you might want to consider. It's such a common exercise, everyone does it, but there's so many different variations and tweaks. I just want to give you a few key things to think about before you start the challenge. So we'll come to the challenge in a moment, but let's talk about the tips first. So I'm joined here by Ashley Clark, our head of National Member Experience, which is really cool. So it's good to have her. So she's going to go off her knees for some of these tips, but also for the actual challenge as well. So there's different variations, and I'll get to that in a moment. But just in terms of a few key principles for push-ups, regardless of where your hands are or your feet are, and we'll get to that soon. Your hands are generally a little bit wider than shoulder width. And the one big thing that you see a lot of people do with this exercise is they flare the elbows out. We ideally don't want that. We don't want the elbows flared out excessively. The flip side of that is if you've ever been to a yoga class or something like that where you tuck the elbows like really close into the body. That's probably a little bit too extreme. We want to find the middle ground between that flared elbow position and the close to the torso position. So let's call it about a 45-degree angle. So what should that look like? If I'm looking down on Ashley, her body, so her torso and her arms should look like an arrow. So her arms are coming at about a 45-degree angle from her torso, not a T. So not a flared elbow position. So think arrow looking down versus a T. That's the first thing. The other thing I want you to be mindful of is also your head position. So we all like to think we're getting closer to the ground as we start to get fatigued by pushing our head towards the floor. Couple of tips. Pretend you're making like a double chin, but also look a little bit in front of yourself. So a couple of feet in front of your head and keep thinking about that double chin position. That should stop the head being pushed forward as we go through the movement. They're my two key tips for the push-up. The challenge is a little bit of a different conversation. So what is the challenge? It's a pretty common thing that is known in the fitness industry, and it's the 4-minute push-up challenge, or the 100 reps in 4-minute push-up challenge. So can you work your way through 100 reps of push-ups in 4 minutes? It actually sounds like reasonably attainable. You go, oh, that's not too bad. Yeah. For the first minute or so, you really think you're actually on your way. 30 reps, 35 reps maybe, but then all of a sudden fatigue starts to hit in and you'll find your sets decreasing quite quickly. So we're actually going to have a crack at it. So Ashley's going to go off her knees, and if that's your position, that's fine. I'm going to go off my toes. The big question is, how deep do we go? So we're not going to get too finicky about depth here, okay? So let's not split hairs. But in terms of depth, can we get the elbow and shoulder level? So can we get to a position where the elbow and shoulder are about level? And we'll call that one repetition. Okay. Now, some just slight variations before we do get started. Maybe I'm just delaying so we don't have to get started quite right about now and psych myself up for it. But some other variations you can think of if you're just going to use push-ups as part of your workout. Elevating the hands, so keeping the feet on the ground and elevating the hands will make the exercise a little bit easier. Okay, you're taking less of your body weight. Elevating the feet means you're taking more of your body weight, so it'll make the exercise a little bit harder. So if you want to progress or regress your push-up, i.e. I want to do a strength version, then you might want to elevate your feet on a decline, make it a little bit harder. If you want to work more endurance, more repetitions, you might want to elevate the hands, make the exercise a little bit easier. So there's some things to consider as well. If you really want to get into the detail, you can even change that level depending on your improvements. So for example, if we're in a gym, I could elevate on a plate and then I could take the plate away, and all of a sudden now I'm making the exercise harder. So I can stage the regressions and progressions. All right, enough talk. I think we're close to ready to go. Yeah. We haven't really done much of a warm-up prior to this. So we are under body weight. You should probably limber up the shoulders, maybe the chest, open it up a little bit just to get yourself prepared. Maybe do a few reps. I'm trying to conserve my energy, so I might get straight into it. So I've got my timer here. We've got 4 minutes. Our goal is 100 reps. So Ashley's going to be off the knees. I'm going to be off my toes. Come for the journey. If you only get to 80, that's your number. Can you get to 82, 83, 84 the next time you have a go at the 100 rep challenge? So, all right, Ashley, you might want to get set up for this one. All right, so here's our timer. We're going to count down from 4 minutes. See if we can get to 100. Okay, good luck, everyone. We're not going to count these out loud either. How you going, Clarky?
Almost at 20.
Okay, so I'm at 26. It's about 1 per second, but I'm going to get fatigued. I can feel it already. Stay strong though. So don't burn yourself out. Don't get to a point of fatigue. 36. I recommend taking breaks as you need. If you get to a point of fatigue, you're going to crash and burn a little bit. So don't let yourself fatigue. This is where it starts to hurt. Got plenty of time. Do we have plenty left in the tank though?
40 reps.
52, 2 minutes 40. I feel like I've got a heap of time, but I'm starting to fatigue. Hope you're going well at home. Sure, more than 57, you're in front of me. 62, 2 minutes 15. Whew. Keep going, guys. Don't get to fatigue. If you get yourself to fatigue, it's going to be really hard to get going again. You need to have a little bit in the tank. If you're breaking your sets down to small repetitions, that's fine. How you going, Clucky?
59.
All right, I think I'm at 75. I'm sort of losing count. $79. Whew. Minute 25. Hope you guys are going well at home. Whew. $83. Minute 15. 87. Minute 2. Oh, I need 9 more reps. I've got 50 seconds. I was going to swear. I think that's 94. Losing count, guys. Hope you're doing well. 97. 30 seconds left. 100. 20 seconds to go. If I cheated a few reps, my apologies. I wasn't trying. Got 10 seconds to go, Clarky. So a round of applause. Ashley Clark, head of member experience at Fitness First. Oh, and done. How many did you get?
94.
Oh, excellent. Whew. So guys, that's the 4 minute or 100 push-up challenge. If you manage to get there before the end of the time, you've got a couple of ways you can tweak that. Do you keep going to the 4 minutes? Can you get to 105 and then the next time, can you get a little bit more? Or can you beat your time to 100? So I think I got 3 minutes 40. Can I get it done in 3 minutes 30? I don't really feel like doing that anytime soon. I don't know about you, Ashley. But
100 now.
yeah, no doubt. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. A really nice one just to work through. Once you finish that, get the foam roller, roll it up towel down the spine and just allow the chest to open up. You're going to be a little bit tight in there. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to try to get my breath back. Thanks for Ashley. See you soon.